Okay, here are some of my examples that I do for my students. Like I sit down in front of them and I do what's called a demo, and you show them how to do things. Like this is my shading techniques, and I keep them because I like them and it gives me ideas on how to teach the next class. And this one I was teaching them how to learn how to shade people. And today I'm just going to share some shading techniques just on a sphere because it's easy, and this is a good way to practice shading. And sometimes I have my students do this. So this first one that I'm doing is called hatching. Now you don't scribble. You have to actually pick up your pencil each time you draw one line, pick up the pencil, draw another line, up and down. You don't scribble back and forth when you shade this way. This one is one of the ones that I use quite often. I use the hatching. Now I'm doing what's called curved hatching, where the lines are just curves instead of straight. And there's also cross curve hatching. I don't use that one very often, but what you do is you do one direction and then you shade it and curve it the other direction. I don't find that one looks as good, but to each his own. I'm not going to show the cross hatching because I'm going to do just regular cross hatching here in just a minute. But this one's good for like if you're trying to get the contour of something, you have that curved feel to it. And this next one I'm going to be doing cross hatching. I use this one the most. And you just hatch one direction and then you just turn your pencil a little bit and you hatch the other direction. I find it makes it a little more smooth of a transition and you can blend it better. So I use this one the most. The ones on the bottom that I'm going to do now are my least favorite to use, but other people can use it how they want. It's good to practice these though, just in case you might need to use them in certain projects that you do. This first one, some people call it scribbling, but it's not. It's actually just moving your pencil in slow circles, little tiny circles. And this is the smoothest way to shade that I have found. And you just do little tiny circles and your hand will start cramping. But it's a good way to, if you need to do some kind of smooth texture. In fact, here in a minute, I'm going to show you some pictures of a snake I'm drawing for my son. And I used this technique, and that's why it's taken me so long to draw the snake. It's taken me probably 5 hours, and you'll see I'm not very far along. As you see, I'm not very far in this drawing, but if you take a look closer at the scales, I'm using the little circles to make it smoother, to make it look like a smooth snake. And this takes a very long time, but it's so worth it in the end once you're done. Okay, here I'm going to finish this one up, and you can see it takes a long time. I have to speed this up pretty quick. This one you can leave your pencil on the paper. If you're doing any kind of hatching, you have to lift your pencil each time. But in this one you can leave it on the paper and just do little circles the whole way. And the next one is called stippling, and it's just making little dots over and over again on the paper. This one also gives me hand cramps. You can see how I'm just moving it up and down and just making dots. Well, you do that the whole way. And how close the dots are together or how far apart they are determine how dark or light your shading is. And so this is going to take a very long time, but it makes a pretty cool effect. And some people, this is how they do all of their shading or all of their painting. And I find it to be very tedious and take a long time, and I like to do things just a little bit quicker sometimes, most of the time. I'm going to speed it up here real quick because it's probably the sphere that took the longest to shade. But I really like how it turned out at the end. And and this could be something you could do mindlessly to take your mind off of things. Okay, and this last one is the smudging technique, which is one I used to use all the time when I was a little kid. I used to use it all the time when I was a little kid, but as I got older, I realized that it just makes it look messy to me. I mean, some people still use this. They actually have smudging sticks that just look like big, like like a pencil. That's like a type of like a paper. It's just paper basically, and you use it to smudge in the little corners and stuff like that. I used to use it all the time. I just found it makes it look dirty, and you have to erase a lot more. And I don't know. Some people use it, and if that's your thing, but I just don't use it ever. Alright, we're coming up on the end here, and those are some shading techniques that you can use in your next drawing. Thank you for watching once again. Be safe. It's a jungle out there.